Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, July 7 promise an episode filled with emotional pressure, dangerous ambition, family fear, and the kind of quiet turning points that can change everything before anyone realizes the ground has shifted beneath them. In Fairmont Crest and the larger DMV world surrounding the Dupree family, no one is simply waiting for life to happen. Everyone is standing at the edge of a decision, a revelation, or a consequence. Vanessa wants more. Joey is about to make a surprising change in their business arrangement. Danny, Nicole, and Vernon are anxiously waiting for the results of Anita's tumor removal surgery. Eva and Isaiah are about to receive a visitor they did not expect. Deanna reconnects with someone from her past, while Chelsea offers advice to a cousin who may desperately need it. On the surface, these stories may look separate, but they are united by one question. When people are forced to confront uncertainty, do they protect what they have, or do they risk everything for what they want? For Vanessa, the answer has never been simple. She has spent a long time hinting to Joey that she wants a larger role in his business empire, but her desire is not just about money, status, or being close to power. Vanessa wants to be taken seriously. She wants Joey to stop treating her like someone who can be useful in limited ways and start recognizing her as a true partner, someone capable of standing beside him in the full scope of his world. Their connection has always been more complicated than romance. Passion may be part of it, but so is ambition, secrecy, dependency, and danger. Vanessa already knows that Joey's business life is not clean around the edges. She has helped him launder money through her real estate company, which means she crossed a line long ago. Once she made that choice, there was no easy way back to innocence. That is why her frustration makes sense. From Vanessa's perspective, Joey cannot keep using her access, intelligence, and risk tolerance while refusing to fully open the door. If she is trusted enough to help him with the dirty side of his empire, why is she not trusted enough to understand the larger picture? Joey, however, has his own reasons for hesitation. He may be drawn to Vanessa, and he may respect what she has done for him, but respect in Joey's world does not automatically mean access. For a man like Joey, power is maintained by controlling information. The fewer people who know the whole operation, the safer he feels. Every new person brought into the inner circle becomes both an asset and a liability. Vanessa may be talented, loyal in her own way, and clearly ambitious, but she is also emotional, determined, and difficult to manage. Joey knows that once someone like Vanessa is given a larger stake, she will not be satisfied with being silent. She will have opinions. She will challenge decisions. She will ask questions. She may even start making moves of her own. That is likely what makes him cautious. He may not fear Vanessa's weakness, he may fear her strength. Letting her in too far could give her leverage that he cannot easily take back. That is why Joey's unexpected change in the business arrangement with Vanessa matters so much. This is not just a business update. It is a test of trust, control, and the future of their relationship. Previously, Joey gave Vanessa control over one of his legitimate businesses, the Heart Attach app. On paper, that move may have looked like a compromise, a way to satisfy Vanessa's hunger for involvement without exposing her to the full danger of his operations. But Vanessa did not waste the opportunity. She proved that she could handle responsibility. She increased the success of the business and showed Joey that she was more than a beautiful distraction or a convenient accomplice. She was capable. She was strategic. She could turn a chance into a result. For Vanessa, that success should have strengthened her case. She may believe she has earned a larger place at the table, and she may expect Joey's announcement to finally confirm that he sees her as more than someone to be managed. But in soap opera fashion, a change in an agreement can mean many different things. Joey may decide to bring Vanessa in deeper, offering her a more serious position and access to parts of his empire that she has only guessed about until now. If that happens, Vanessa may feel victorious, but victory could come wrapped in danger. The deeper she goes, the harder it becomes to pretend she is separate from Joey's world. She will no longer be someone helping from the outside. She will be a participant, possibly even a target if things go wrong. Joey's world is not built on clean contracts and safe boardroom deals. It is built on secrets, favors, pressure, and consequences. If Vanessa wants all of Joey, the good, the bad, and the ugly, then Tuesday's episode may begin showing her what that really means. Being included might feel like love at first, but it could quickly become a cage. On the other hand, Joey's change may be a way to limit Vanessa rather than empower her. He could decide that she has become too eager, too curious, or too bold. Perhaps her success with Heart Attach makes him proud, but it may also make him uneasy. If Vanessa can grow one part of the business, what else can she influence? What else might she uncover? Joey could choose to restructure their arrangement in a way that keeps her busy while keeping her away from the most dangerous truths. He might present it as a promotion, a smart business decision, or a protective move, but Vanessa would likely recognize if she is being contained. That could ignite major tension between them. Vanessa does not seem like someone who enjoys being patted on the head and redirected. If Joey tries to push her to the side, she may not accept it quietly. Their romance could turn into a power struggle, and in a relationship already built on secrets, that kind of struggle can become explosive very quickly. The most interesting part of Vanessa and Joey's story is that both of them may be right and wrong at the same time. Vanessa's right to believe she has proven herself. She has taken risks, delivered results, and shown loyalty through action. But Joey may also be right to understand that more involvement brings more danger. Vanessa wants to be part of everything, including the bad and ugly parts. But wanting danger from a distance is very different from living inside it. The moment she becomes fully entangled, her choices may stop being romantic and start becoming survival-based. Joey may tell himself he is protecting her by holding back, but he may also be protecting himself. Vanessa may tell herself she wants partnership, but she may also want control. That is what makes this change so compelling. It is not simply about whether Joey gives Vanessa more power. It is about whether either of them truly understands what that power will cost. While Vanessa and Joey face a business arrangement that could reshape their future, another part of Fairmont Crest is trapped in a different kind of waiting. Danny, Nicole, and Vernon are anxiously waiting for the results of Anita's tumor removal surgery, and that kind of waiting can be more painful than action. When a loved one is in surgery, time behaves differently. Every minute stretches. Every small sound feels important. Every glance between family members carries a question no one wants to say aloud. For the Dupree family, Anita is not just another relative facing a medical crisis. She is a central figure, a woman whose strength, presence, and history matter deeply to everyone around her. Her illness has already shaken the family, forcing them to confront vulnerability in a place where image and control often matter. Now, with the surgery underway or recently completed, the family must wait to learn whether they can breathe again or whether another painful chapter is about to begin. The results of Anita's tumor removal surgery could mark a major turning point in her cancer journey. If the doctors were able to remove the tumor completely, and if the cancer has not spread, then the Duprees may finally have a reason to celebrate after so much fear. That kind of news would not erase the trauma, but it would offer hope. It would allow Danny, Nicole, and Vernon to imagine Anita returning to herself, slowly but surely. They could begin thinking about recovery instead of immediate danger. They could allow themselves a moment of gratitude. But even good medical news in a soap opera rarely arrives without emotional consequences. A crisis like this can expose what people have been hiding. It can change priorities. It can soften old resentments or sharpen them. If Anita receives hopeful results, the family may still come away changed, because nearly losing someone forces everyone to look at what they have taken for granted. If the results are not what they hope for, the emotional burden will become even heavier. If the doctors discover that the cancer has spread or that the tumor could not be fully removed, the Duprees may have to prepare for another battle. That would test not only Anita's strength, but the strength of everyone who loves her. Danny, Nicole, and Vernon may each respond differently. One may try to remain calm and practical. Another may break under the pressure. Someone else may cling to optimism because the alternative feels unbearable. Families often talk about staying strong, but illness reveals that strength is not one thing. Sometimes strength is silence. Sometimes it is crying in a hallway. Sometimes it is asking the difficult questions. Sometimes it is admitting fear. Whatever the results are, Tuesday's episode is likely to push the Dupree family into an intimate emotional space where status, reputation, and outside drama fade behind one terrifying truth. Anita's life matters more than anything else. This medical crisis may also teach the family something important about unity. The Duprees are powerful, but power cannot control everything. Money can buy access to excellent care, but it cannot guarantee the outcome. Influence can open doors, but it cannot force the body to heal on command. That helplessness may be what makes the hospital scenes so emotional. Danny, Nicole, and Vernon are used to having roles, voices, and responsibilities. Yet in this moment, they may have nothing to do except wait. The lesson may not be easy. They may learn that love does not always mean solving the problem. Sometimes love means enduring uncertainty together. Sometimes it means sitting in the fear without turning on one another. If Anita's condition improves, the family may be reminded of what they almost lost. If the news is worse, they may be forced to decide how they will face the next stage of the fight not as isolated individuals, but as a family that cannot afford to fracture. Elsewhere, Eva and Isaiah are facing a different kind of development after Eva's health crisis brought them closer together. Their bond has been strengthened by fear, care, and the realization that life can change quickly. When someone goes through a health scare, the people who remain present during the aftermath often become more important. Isaiah has shown up for Eva, and that matters. Their relationship has not been defined only by romance or attraction. It has also been tested by vulnerability. Eva has had to deal not only with her own health, but also with Leslie's overwhelming concern. Leslie threatening to move in with her daughter may have come from love, but love can become suffocating when it refuses to respect boundaries. Eva and Isaiah convincing Leslie not to move in was therefore more than a practical decision. It was a declaration that Eva needed space, independence, and the right to rebuild her life without being treated like someone fragile beyond repair. Now, Eva and Isaiah are set to receive an unexpected visitor, and the word unexpected is doing a lot of work here. If Leslie were simply dropping by again, that would hardly count as shocking, especially given her recent desire to stay close to Eva. That means the visitor may be someone whose arrival changes the emotional temperature in the room. It could be someone connected to Eva's past, someone connected to Isaiah, or someone who arrives with information rather than comfort. The important thing is that Eva and Isaiah have only just managed to establish a delicate sense of balance. They pushed back against Leslie's intrusion, they protected their space, and they seem to be moving forward together. An unexpected visitor could disrupt that progress. It could force Eva to confront something she has been avoiding, or it could test whether Isaiah is truly prepared to stand by her when outside pressure enters their private world. The strongest soap stories often begin with a knock at the door. A visitor can bring warmth, but they can also bring trouble. For Eva, who has already been through a health crisis, the arrival of someone unexpected may stir emotional complications she does not need but cannot ignore. If the visitor is someone supportive, Eva may have to decide whether accepting help means losing independence. If the visitor is someone disruptive, Isaiah may have to decide how protective he should be without crossing into control. Their relationship has grown through crisis, but a relationship that grows quickly under pressure must eventually face ordinary boundaries and outside interference. Tuesday's episode may begin showing whether Eva and Isaiah's connection is strong enough to handle more than one kind of stress. They survived the fear of illness. Now they may have to survive the arrival of someone who changes the conversation completely. Deanna's story adds another emotional layer as she reconnects with an old friend. A reunion with someone from the past can be comforting, but in a drama like Beyond the Gates, the past rarely returns without purpose. Deanna meeting an old friend may open a door to memories she has buried, feelings she has not processed, or truths she has avoided discussing. Old friends are powerful because they remember who a person used to be before life, loss, marriage, ambition, or disappointment changed them. They can see through the version someone presents to the world. For Deanna, this reunion may bring a moment of warmth, but it may also challenge her to look at herself honestly. Has she changed in ways she understands? Has she made peace with the choices that brought her to this point? Or has she been moving through life while leaving unresolved emotions behind her? The timing of Deanna's reunion is important. In an episode already filled with medical uncertainty, business danger, and relationship tension, her story may provide a quieter but equally meaningful form of drama. Not every turning point arrives as a scandal. Sometimes a single conversation with someone who knows the old version of you can be just as disruptive. This friend may remind Deanna of dreams she once had, mistakes she once made, or a part of herself she has lost touch with. The reunion could offer emotional clarity, or it could complicate things further by raising questions about trust, loyalty, or regret. Deanna may believe she is simply seeing someone familiar, but viewers know that old connections often carry unfinished business. Even if no explosive secret comes out immediately, the scene could plant emotional seeds for future conflict. Meanwhile, Chelsea is expected to offer advice to one of her cousins, and the most likely person in need of that advice appears to be Kat. Chelsea may be speaking to Martin, but Kat's current situation makes her a strong candidate. Kat is recovering after her transplant surgery, which means she is already physically and emotionally vulnerable. Recovery is not just about the body healing. It is also about identity, fear, gratitude, and the pressure to return to normal when nothing feels normal yet. Kat has survived something serious, and that can change the way a person views love, time, and commitment. Her relationship with Tomas appears to be facing trouble, which makes Chelsea's advice potentially important. Kat may need someone who can speak honestly without pushing too hard, someone who can help her separate fear from instinct. Kat's situation is especially delicate because she does not like moving too fast. If Tomas is pushing for a deeper commitment or if their relationship is shifting in a way that makes her feel trapped, Kat may struggle to explain herself without hurting him. After a medical crisis, people around the patient often want everything to become meaningful immediately. Love becomes more urgent. Promises feel heavier. Plans can accelerate because everyone has been reminded that life is short. But Kat may not want urgency to make decisions for her. She may care about Tomas and still feel that she needs time. She may be grateful to be alive and still not ready to commit to a future that others expect her to embrace. Chelsea's advice could help Kat understand that healing gives her the right to move at her own pace. It does not obligate her to accept emotional pressure just because someone loves her. At the same time, Chelsea may challenge Kat to be honest. Avoidance can feel like self-protection, but it can also create confusion for everyone involved. If Kat is uncertain about Tomas, she needs to say that. If she loves him but fears the speed of the relationship, she needs to say that too. Chelsea's advice may not be about telling Kat what choice to make. It may be about encouraging her to own the truth behind her hesitation. Soap opera relationships often fall apart not because people stop caring, but because they refuse to speak clearly until the damage has already been done. Kat's recovery gives her a chance to rethink what she wants, but it also gives her a responsibility to be honest with Tomas before resentment or misunderstanding grows. All of these storylines create a Tuesday episode that appears to be more about emotional turning points than explosive action, though the consequences could still be enormous. Joey's business change with Vanessa may determine whether their relationship becomes a true partnership or begins turning into a battle for control. Anita's surgical results may bring relief or deepen the Dupree family's fear. Eva and Isaiah's unexpected visitor may disturb the fragile peace they have built after Eva's health crisis. Deanna's reunion with an old friend may bring comfort, tension, or buried memories back to the surface. Chelsea's advice may help Kat face the complicated truth of her relationship with Tomas and her own recovery. Each story asks characters to respond to uncertainty, and in Beyond the Gates, uncertainty is never harmless. The emotional center of the episode may be the contrast between control and helplessness. Joey wants control over his empire. Vanessa wants control over her place in his life. Danny, Nicole, and Vernon want control over Anita's medical outcome, but they cannot have it. Eva wants control over her independence after illness. Isaiah may want to protect her, but he cannot control who enters their lives. Deanna may think she has control over the past, only to find that one old friend can bring it back. Kat may want control over her recovery and her relationship, while Chelsea tries to help her make sense of what control should look like when emotions are involved. This is what makes the episode feel connected. Everyone is facing a door they cannot keep closed forever. Vanessa and Joey's story may be the most dangerous because it mixes love with crime and ambition. If Joey gives Vanessa more access, she may step into the role she has been craving, but she may also discover that being an equal partner means carrying equal risk. If Joey pulls back, he may trigger the very rebellion he is trying to avoid. Vanessa has already shown that she is not content with being underestimated. She has proven herself through heart attach, and that success may make her more determined than ever. The more Joey tries to define her limits, the more she may feel compelled to break through them. Their relationship could become a chess match disguised as romance, with every business decision carrying emotional meaning. Anita's story, by contrast, is not about ambition, but love under pressure. The Duprees may be wealthy and influential, but in the face of cancer, they are simply a family waiting for news. That vulnerability may bring out some of the most powerful performances of the episode. Viewers may see fear that cannot be hidden behind elegance, grief that has not yet arrived but is already haunting the room, and hope that feels almost dangerous because disappointment would hurt so much. Whether the surgical results are positive or devastating, Anita's journey is likely to leave a mark on the entire family. Health crises in soap operas often do more than threaten life. They reveal the truth of relationships. Who shows up? Who breaks down? Who becomes stronger? Who finally says what should have been said long ago? Eva and Isaiah's unexpected visitor may bring a smaller but still meaningful shakeup. Their story is about boundaries, care, and the complicated aftermath of being vulnerable. Eva does not want to be treated like a helpless person, but she also cannot pretend nothing happened. Isaiah wants to be supportive, but support must leave room for Eva's independence. The visitor may test whether they can maintain that balance. It may also reveal whether their bond is built only on crisis or whether it can survive the return of outside complications. In a world like Fairmont Crest, no relationship exists in isolation. Family, history, secrets, and outside expectations always find a way in. Deanna's reunion with an old friend may carry mystery beneath its warmth. Old friends often function like mirrors, reflecting not who a person pretends to be, but who they once were. That can be comforting if the past is peaceful, but painful if the past contains regret. Deanna may be drawn into a conversation that reminds her of unfinished emotional business. Even if the reunion seems gentle at first, it could become important later, especially if this friend knows something or awakens something that Deanna has tried to suppress. In a soap opera, the return of the past is rarely accidental. It usually means the present is about to be challenged. Chelsea's guidance to her cousin may offer one of the episode's most grounded emotional beats. Whether she is advising Kat or Martin, Chelsea's role suggests that someone in the family needs clarity. If it is Kat, then the advice may help her navigate the difficult space between gratitude for survival and fear of being rushed into decisions. Kat's transplant recovery and her tension with Tomas create a deeply human conflict. She may not want to hurt him, but she also cannot betray herself by moving faster than her heart allows. Chelsea may remind her that love should not erase honesty. If Tomas truly cares for Kat, he needs to understand her pace, not simply ask for her answer. By the end of Tuesday's episode, viewers may not have every answer, but they will likely see the emotional map of the next wave of drama. Joey's decision will either reassure Vanessa or provoke her. Anita's surgical results will either bring hope or deepen the family crisis. Even Isaiah's visitor will open a new door. Deanna's old friend will reconnect the present to the past. Chelsea's advice may shape Kat's next move with Tomas. Beyond the Gates thrives on the idea that behind every polished surface is a story people are trying to hide, control, or survive. On July 7th, those stories move forward not through one giant explosion, but through a series of intimate, loaded moments where every choice matters. What makes this episode so compelling is that none of the characters are standing still. Vanessa is pushing forward because she refuses to remain on the edge of Joey's world. Joey is adjusting the terms because he knows the arrangement cannot stay the same. Danny, Nicole, and Vernon are waiting because Anita's future hangs in the balance. Eva and Isaiah are trying to protect a new closeness that may already be tested. Deanna is being pulled toward the past. Kat may be struggling to define her future while Chelsea tries to guide her toward honesty. These are not random developments. They are pressure points. And in Beyond the Gates, pressure always reveals cracks. Tuesday's episode may leave viewers asking whether Joey's move is a bold business decision or merely a temporary solution designed to keep Vanessa under control. It may ask whether the Dupree family will receive the miracle they are praying for or the news they fear most. It may ask who is coming to see Eva and Isaiah and why this visit matters now. It may ask what Deanna's old friend represents and whether the past is returning with comfort or consequences. It may ask whether Kat can protect her heart without closing it completely. Most importantly, it may remind viewers that every gate in this world protects something, but it also hides something. And sooner or later, what is hidden always finds its way out.